Good evening. My name is Nguyên Nghi and I will be your examiner today. What is your full name?
My full name is Nguyên Nghi.
And how shall I call you?
You can call me Nghi.
Thank you very much, Nghi. So, Nghi, where are you from?
I'm from Vietnam. It's a humid country with almost stable weather all year round. Just a little bit hot in the summer, and it's not very cold in the winter. So the weather is pretty capable of. It is pretty good.
Thank you. What's your favorite part in your hometown?
Mm, I would say that the Baden Mountain, yeah, it's a tourist attraction in my hometown. And since it's a mountain and I love mountains, I love hiking, I love nature, hearing the birds chirping. So yeah.
Thank you. Is there anything you dislike about your hometown?
Yes. It's about the weather, the fierce sun. My hometown is Tainan, so it's hot all year round, even in winter. Especially in the afternoon, the sun is very hot and also the humidity. But it does have some benefits. When you hang your clothes on the clothesline, it dry very fast, about an hour. So yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. Now let's talk about fruits. What is your favorite fruit?
Mm, I would say durian. Uh, Although it have the unbearable smell to most of the foreigners or most of people, but I still like it because it has, um, to me, it's very sweet and it has a great smell that I like.
Are there any kinds of fruits that you don't like eating?
Uh, if chilies is count, I think chilies is a fruit, and let me see, maybe kiwis or blueberries. I find them rather expensive, so I don't like them. And I just can't bear like the smell and the taste.
Do you like eating cooked food that has fruit in it?
Um, yes, I do. My mom recently my mom have cooked a soup that has she put apples in it, and to my surprise, is very sweet. Its soup, its broth is very sweet due to the apples. So yeah.
Where's the best place to buy fruit where you live?
Okay, there's a market in Thủ Đức district where all of the fruit gather there. Fruit from the north of Vietnam, the west of Vietnam, they all gather there with like incredibly cheap price. It is for sellers or small markets to buy them and to sell with a higher price for residents. And because we are vegetarians and we consume a huge amount of uh, fruits. So my dad usually buy fruits from there with a cheap price. So
Okay, thank you very much. Let's move to part two. Okay, can you see the task card now?
yes, I can.
Okay, so in this part, I'd like you to describe a time when you changed a plan you had made. You will have to talk about the topic for 1 to 2 minutes. You have 1 minute to prepare for your answer. You can make some notes to help you if you wish. Do you understand?
Yes, I do.
Okay, have you got paper and pen there to take notes?
Yes, I do. Yes,
Okay,
I have.
all right, so now you have 1 minute to prepare for your answer. Okay, so that was 1 minute. Now you should start speaking from 1 to 2 minutes. And don't worry if I stop you, the time is up. Are you ready?
Yes, I am.
Okay, let's start.
Okay, so the time when I had to change a plan was about 2 months ago when my parents and I had originally planned to go to Dalat. We were all excited about it because we hadn't traveled together for quite a while. And Dalat is famous for its cool weather and beautiful scenery and a wide variety of fruit. However, just a few days before we were supposed to leave, my father had an unexpected work commitment that he simply couldn't postpone. I felt a little disappointed at first, but oh well, it was understandable because his job is very demanding and and it's sometimes unpredictable. So instead of canceling everything, we decided to make a new plan. We postponed the trip to Dalat and we had a small 1 day to a nearby resort outside of Ho Chi Minh City. Of course, it wasn't as spectacular as in Dalat, but it did give us some valuable family time together. We swam, had a nice dinner, although it is so hard to find vegan food in there, and we relaxed. But in the end, I actually feel quite satisfied with this change. Um, although I was a bit upset at first. But the short trip was still very enjoyable, and it gave me a chance to spend quality time with my parents and my brothers. Uh, so overall, I think the experience taught me that sometimes plans it didn't go as expected, but if we like stay flexible, we can still create many meaningful and memorable moments with the people I love and just
Very much. So that's the end of the speaking part 2 test. Okay, so you've talked about a time when you had to change a plan. Now let's talk about plans and friends. What kinds of plans do friends make together?
I think friends between me and my friends we usually plan to group learning. We learn with each other and we usually plan some field trips to discover the history of Ho Chi Minh City, and we also plan to just go somewhere with each other, maybe a supermarket to buy some stationery. So yeah.
Do you think it's better to discuss future plans with friends or with family?
I think with family because I love my families, and although my friends are reliable, but I don't think they can solve most of my problems. So I think that discuss with family is more comfortable and reliable. They are your parents, so they understand me most. So they will find the best solution for me to deal with my problems.
When making plans for the future, is it important not to copy friends?
Well, oh, copy friends isn't a problem. You can just, have some ideas or opinion from them, and you can like have an exactly plans like them. It doesn't matter about that you copy them or not. It's just about if whether that plan is like affordable or is suitable or not. Yeah.
Thank you. Let's talk about plans and careers. When people are choosing what to study, how important is it that their course should lead directly to a career?
I'm sorry, can you say that question in a different way?
When people are choosing their major or what they want to study, is it important that their course should link to a career?
Uh, I think it is important because it can enable them the necessary abilities for them to cope with their career, for them to progress in their job. But it doesn't affect much. For example, I'm more keen on I'm an English student in my high school, but I'm more keen on uh economy. So just use English as a tool to help you to develop. It's not very necessary to choose the course that link to the career progress, but it is more important that you could choose it. So yeah.
Why is it a good idea to get some work experience before deciding on a future career?
Because first of all, you can get the experience that you needed. You can get the advice from your co-workers or from your boss, your managers, and you can gain the experience that you cannot gain in your learning environment. You can only you can learn the needed ability, needed quality that every workers have. So therefore, you would be more ready to work.
How easy do you think it is for people to change from one career to another?
I think it depends whether that person like that career, like their present career or not. If they found their careers boring and they have nothing to do with a career and they simply just want a new one so bad, so it would be like quite easy for them. But having to think about their families or their incomes and the pension, I think is quite difficult.
So why is it difficult?
Because they have to think about their salary, their family, and the new challenges they have to face when adapting a new career.
I see. Okay, thank you. Congratulations on finishing your second, third speaking mock test. So this is the test from Cambridge 20 book. It's the latest book and it's test number 2. So do you need any help with this test? Or I am speaking in general?
Okay. Yes, I do need some advice. When it comes to the topic that you are not, you don't have any like stable knowledge about it, how to stay calm and don't let that affect your speaking skill.
I guess honesty is the best policy. You can just be honest. To be honest, I don't have much knowledge about this topic. And then you go on to explain why, or you go on to answer to the best of your ability. However, to avoid that, I guess you can read or listen to a lot of topics as possible. So think of the topics that might arise in either speaking or writing or listening and reading. And for listening and reading, you might do a practice test and look at the answer key. For writing and speaking, you might want to read sample answers so that you know how to answer and expand your answer. So that's a long-term plan. Avoid gaps in knowledge by preparing well. But if you do receive a topic that is out of your scope of knowledge, then yes, like I said, be honest about that. To be honest, this is beyond me. Actually, I don't have much knowledge about this. So you can say those phrases, to be honest. And when you speak that aloud, when you speak your thoughts aloud, you are speaking, you are demonstrating your skill of expressing a lack of knowledge, and that is a speaking skill itself. So be honest, and secondly, try your best to answer. Maybe you can comment You can comment on the difficulty of the topic. You can give extra information that you think is relevant to the topic, or try your best to answer. Okay, so that's my suggestion. Does that answer you?
Yes, it does. Thank you. So does a lack of knowledge affect your score?
No, it doesn't. But if you stay silent or you stumble upon your words, or you often repeat your ideas or repeat any words at that, those will lower your score. So try not to stay silent too much. Try to speak fluently and naturally and continue speaking until the examiner stops you. Yeah, that's a strategy for you as well then. Okay, so at the end of the day, your speaking score depends on how fluent and coherent your answer is, as well as the variety and accuracy of your vocabulary and grammar and your pronunciation as well. So let's have a look. So fluency and coherence, so maybe we're at 7 or 7.5. So aim to speak at length without noticeable effort or loss of coherence. So even though you don't have knowledge about the topic, you can comment on why you don't know much about it, and you can comment on what you think about it. So continuous speaking will make your talk fluent, and speaking on topic will make it coherent, as well as using discourse markers to link your answers. Okay, your vocabulary should include some less common and idiomatic vocabulary. And your grammar should be mostly error-free, and your talk should be intelligible. Yeah, so aim to do that so you can have 7, 8, or even 9 speaking, right? So for your talk today, you talk quite fluently. There was almost no hesitation or pauses. Your talk is also easy to understand. Some slips that should be corrected, and you should remind yourself to speak and use them correctly. So here they are. So for example, you were able to correct yourself when you use the word humid and humidity. So that's very good. That's something you should do in your IELTS speaking. If you ever make a mistake, correct them. That's perfectly acceptable in IELTS speaking. Here are some more slips. Most of foreigners. So even though I like durian, most foreigners find them disgusting, find the smell unbearable, for example. Okay, so most without of. Because if you use most of, you must follow the phrase with some specific noun. For example, most of the foreigners who visit Vietnam. Okay, so what I mean here is when you use most with of, it must go with some kind of specific noun. For example, most of the people in my class, most of the people in Ho Chi Minh City, most of the foreigners who visit Vietnam. But in your sentence, you were talking about foreigners in general. Not only the ones who visit Vietnam, maybe ones from other countries as well, not from Vietnam. So you just need most foreigners. Okay? So remember, if you use of, it must be of the someone or something. But if you don't use of, then it's a plural noun, a general plural noun. Okay. Secondly, my mom has cooked must be pronounced more clearly. Has cooked. And is it true that your mom add apples into the dish?
Yes, it's true.
Wow, amazing. I did try apple pie, but it's actually a sweet dish, not a savory one. Okay, so I find it really interesting. Thank you for sharing. Okay, now a bit about pronunciation. Can you say this one with me? Leave.
Leave.
That's right. Because if you say it like the weak it, live, it becomes live. For example, I live in Hanoi. You live in Ho Chi Minh City, or she lives in Nha Trang. Okay, so live is a short e, and it's L-I-V-E. But if you say we were supposed to leave, so remember it's a long e. Imagine your mouth smiling. E, yeah, leave. Okay, so for pronunciation, pronounce a long e clearly. Okay, leave. Now, postponed in part 2, right? Postponed. So they are both O, postponed, postponed. It's not postpone. Okay, can you say it again with me? Postpone.
Postpone.
That's right. It's O. Okay. Okay, and for part 3, for IELTS speaking part 3, we just did. Remember, to gain higher coherence score for part 3, we should discuss the topic in a general way, meaning you are not only giving your personal experiences or opinions. So for example, if they ask you, what kinds of plans do friends make together? So you can give examples of you and your friend. However, you must conclude or you must open with a statement describing what friends in general, what do they make make plans together. So notice the question for part 3 is not like question for part 1 and part 2. Part 1, okay, what's your favorite food? Are there any kinds of food you don't like eating? Do you like? And where you live? So part 1 is all about you. And the same goes for part 2. Describe a time when you change a plan you had made. So part 1 and part 2 are quite personal. But for part 3, you should say it's social. The focus is very social. So you're not only giving your experiences, you're not only sharing your own opinions, you must talk about friends in general or any topic in general. Okay, so pay attention. So what kinds of plans do friends make together? Not what kind of plans do you and your friends make together. So be careful when you do speaking part 3. In order to increase your fluency and coherence score, the logic of part 3 question must be wider. You must look at the issue or the question from a variety of perspectives. So for example, friends often make plans to do things that they like together, such as going to a bookstore or going to a movie theater, or even going to cafes. Secondly, they can make plans that relate to their work or studies. For example, they can make plans to review lessons together. For example, my friends and I often spend one day a week to review lessons and do homework together. Yeah, so it's okay for you to give your personal example as well. But remember, the answer should be friends in general, not you and your friend. Okay, so let's have a look. I will send you this file so you can see. All right, so you can see how the person answered the question in a wide variety of ways and in a, more social focus rather than personal focus like part 1 and part 2. Okay, let's see. So what kinds of plans do friends often make together? Can you answer based on this answer? Can you read the answer aloud?
Well, friends usually plan various leisure activities. They might go shopping, watch movies, or plan weekend getaways and concert outings. On top of that, they often engage in hobby-based stuff. For instance, they could join a hiking club, train for a marathon, or attend a painting workshop. Just as the saying goes, birds of a feather flock together. Moreover, friends also make elaborate plans to celebrate special moments. They might throw surprise parties for each other's birthdays or organize team gatherings to mark important milestones, such as graduations or job promotions.
Okay, thank you. So you see, this person is talking about friends and plans from a social perspective, not personal anymore. So they're not giving like ideas about what plans they make with their friends. They are talking about friends in general. Yeah, leisure activity, plans to celebrate special moments, and so on. So that's how you can answer part 3 IELTS speaking. All right. Do you want to read any other question?
No, I don't.
Okay, so I will send you this file. So at home, you can have a look again. So remember, you did really well for part 1 and part 2. They are quite personally focused. But for part 3, in order to do well for the whole test, especially for part 3, remember that your answer should be more abstract, more general in terms of the perspectives. So yeah, don't think of yourself and your opinion only. Don't think of only that. Think of other people's opinion and experiences as well. Okay, so I'd say your speaking performance today is about 7.5. What you should improve is a bit of grammar. So there, most foreigners has cooked, some pronunciation aspects such as leave and postponed. And for grammar, besides most have booked, noticed the sentence although and but. Okay. Although and but. It's really easy to make a mistake like this because in Vietnamese we say dù, nhưng. Yeah, but in English we don't combine although and but in one sentence because they are contradicting each other. So I don't remember what exactly the sentence was, but remember, although in one sentence and but in another. Do not combine the two. So although it rained, she still came. It rained, but she still came. Okay, so we don't combine although it rained, but she still came. So remember, this is a complex sentence and we don't use the two adverbs here together, right? Separate them. If you use one, don't use the other. If you all use although, don't use but. If you use but, don't use although. Okay, and secondly, a bit about adverbs. You said have an exactly plan. So yeah, this is a bit of a small mistake here. Exact plan, okay? Exact plan. Or plan something exactly. Okay, so an adjective goes with a noun, right? So those are some grammar mistakes that you can pay attention to when you speak. The use of although and but, they do not go together in one sentence. And the use of adjective to modify noun. All right, so the rest, I will send you this file. So actually, IELTS 20 has very good samples, very good sample answer. You can have a look and think about how the answer is expanded, especially for part 3. Okay, so do you have any questions for this speaking test?
No, I don't.
Okay, so you can take some rest now. I will send you the email with the writing and listening and reading test so you can organize and do them later on while you feel better. Okay, so good luck with your test, the actual test this Sunday, right? You are taking it on the 24th of August, right?
Yes, it is.
Okay, so good luck. Don't worry too much. You are doing very good job already. If you are tired, take a break and do your best. I believe you can do it. All right, so yeah, thank you for joining the course. We've been together for quite some time. I really like the way you share your answers with me, especially how you write your emails in a very careful way and polite way. I appreciate all the kind words you sent me, and most importantly, your writing has improved greatly in terms of organization, ideas, and sorry, in terms of ideas and how you improve your accuracy of vocabulary and grammar. So good job. Okay, give yourself a pat on the back. You're doing very good job. Okay, so best of luck for your actual test this Sunday. Remember to share with me the results when you receive them. Okay. All right. If you don't need any help right now, you can take a break. And if you do, don't hesitate to contact me through Zalo or email. I'll be happy to help you with that. Okay. All right. Thank you, Nghi. Good luck with your test. Goodbye.
Thank you so much for teaching me.
Yes, you're welcome.
Actually, can I say a few things?
Yeah, sure.
So when I sometimes feel down, I need an advice from an expert, which is you, and I just can't share things with my friends or my families because my families would overreact, and I don't want them to be worried. So there's just only you. So, and you have taught me a lot, and thank you for that. Thank you so much for that. I really need a tutor, the one who guide me through all the things, and my writing has improved, and I have go through many like obstacles. I have done well on many kind of exams, kind of writings, and you have taught me a lot of useful things, not only writing, but also reading and speaking and a little bit of listening. And when I send you an email, you reply it within no time, and that I find is very like useful, and I can see your like dedication and resilience to reply me in no time. So I'm very grateful for that, honestly. And thank you so much for being my teacher.
You're welcome, Nhi. I'm very happy and very lucky to have such a hardworking and diligent student like you. So best of luck, number one, and good health. Good health and lots of success for you.
Thank you so much.
Okay, right. Remember to keep in touch. We still have our emails, and if you need help, just drop me a few lines, and I'll be happy to reply. Okay,
Thank
so
you.
take a break now and yeah, do your best. Okay, you can do it.
Thank you so much. I feel more confident now.
Okay, goodbye, Nhi.
Goodbye. Have a great night.
You too. Thank you.